Good afternoon everyone. I am Salma Begum, CSC Department, DBSIT, Kavali. Today I am going to discuss about the design pattern subject, Unit 4. Coming to the topic, mediator design pattern. So this mediator design pattern comes under the behavioral design pattern. So in this design pattern we having some classifications. Coming to the first classification, that is intent. So here intent. So intent is nothing but it tells the meaning of the design pattern, and it also provide the solutions whatever the problems occurred in the design pattern. In this intent I having small definition. See here. So mediator is a communication center for objects. When the objects need to communicate to another object, it does not call directly to the other object. It calls the mediator object. Its duty is to route message to the destination object. It means the mediator pattern used to reduce the communication complexity between multiple objects. So here I have multiple objects. So if you want to use mediator, the communication between these objects will become more complexity. So if the complexity is increases, more problems, and we doesn't identify which object is communicating with other object. So that we are using the mediator in order to reduce the complexity between the communication. So this pattern provides the mediator object which normally handles all the communication between different objects. So that is called the intent. If you see a small image here, in this image I am having the four objects: object A, object B, object C and object D. If the object A wants to communicate with object B, and object B wants to communicate with object C, and object C wants to communicate with object D, this like the communication will be occurred. So if we won't use the mediator, without using the mediator, the objects will communicate with each other their complexity will be, communication complexity will be increases. So whatever the connection between that will be in clumsy, and the user unable to identify which route is going to the another destination, which route is going to the object. So object A has the reference of object B. He need to send the data to the object B, and object B notes the reference of the object C, so he sends the data to object C. This like the communication will be occur. So without using the mediator, the complexity will be increases. So we can doesn't identify which object is communicating with the other object. So in order to overcome that problems, we are using the mediator design pattern. It will be reduce the complexity between the objects. So this is called the intent. Next, coming to the motivation. So coming to the motivation, in the motivation I have a graphical user interface diagram. So before going to explain this, we have to know what is the motivation here in the mediator design pattern. It is an object oriented design, encourages the distribution of behavior among the objects. Such distribution can be result in object structure with many connection between objects. In worst case, every object know everyone each other. It means, so in the previous video, I draw one small image. In that we are having so many objects: object A, object B, object C, object D. So these objects are know with each other because they are having the communication between each other. So every object knows everyone without using the mediator. So it is become very worst case. So in order to avoid that, we use the mediator design pattern here. Okay. So in this motivation, I am using a small example, that is implementing a dialog box in graphical user interface. So this is the image we are having. In this graphical user interface diagram, I have a dialog box. This is one dialog box. In this dialog box we use one window, and this is a window. This is one dialog box. In this dialog box I am having a small window. In this window I am presents a collection of widgets like buttons, menu and entry field. These are all the different types of widgets I have available in the window, and these are dependencies between the, these objects are dependencies between the these widgets are dependencies with the window. Okay, there are dependencies between the widgets and the dialog. So for example, if the button, these buttons are disabled, these buttons are all disabled without using the entry field. It means a button get, here whatever the buttons we are having, weight, slant, size, cancel, okay, these are the different buttons we are having, and these buttons get disabled when certain entry field is empty. Okay, if we select the entry field, whatever the entry field you are having, if we select that entry field with any text, that by using the list box, okay, if we select the entry in a list of choice called a list box, might change the content of entry field. Conversely, typing the text into the entry field, it might be automatically select one or more entries in the list box. It means the user can select the entry field by typing. If you type a new century school box, like we can also type here, and we can also select from the list of the menu. So we can select the list of the menu. So this these two types we can be done here. Okay, once the text appears in the entry field, other buttons will be disappear or enabled that the user do something with this text, such as changing the text or deleting the thing to which it refers. So different dialog boxes will have different dependencies between widgets, since many classes are involved. So this is one graphical user interface. So in order to avoid that problems, we are providing the mediator design pattern. In order to avoid that, we use the mediator design pattern. So this mediator is responsible for controlling and coordinating the interaction of the group of objects. When the objects interacting with mediator, so these are the objects, weight, slant, these are different things we are having. The objects are interacting with mediator, thereby reducing the number of interactions. So that is why we are using the mediator pattern. If you see small example, so we can easily understand that. Okay, here I have object A and object B, object C, object D. Okay, object A, object B, object D, object C and object D. These are the four objects we are having. There is a communication between A and B, and A object is want to send the data to the object B, and A object has the reference of object B, and B object want to send the data to object C, and B object know the reference of object C, and C object want to send the data to object D, and C object know the reference of object D. This like every object want to communicate with each other. So this like communicate with each other. If the communication will be like this, there is a lot of complexity will be occurred. Complexity means clumsiness. There is so much clumsiness will be occurred between the communication. So in order to avoid that clumsiness of communication and a number of connections between the objects, so we are using the mediator object in order to avoid that problem. So okay. So whenever we provide that mediator, our complexity will be reduced between the objects. So if you say like that, if you see that like that, object, so we doesn't directly call the objects when we use the mediator. If you use in the center a mediator, this line, all the objects will be communicate directly with the mediator, not communicate directly with the other object. So it calls directly to the mediator, and this object will be send the data to the mediator, and object B also send mediator, and object B also send it to the mediator, and object C also send mediator. Whatever the information available in the objects, all the information will be given to the mediator. Mediator responsibility is in order it route the message and it sent to the destination. So this like the communication will be occurred in the mediator design pattern. Okay, so in this mediator design pattern or in this motivation, I have a small example diagram. So in this motivation, having a diagram. So coming to the motivation diagram. So in this motivation diagram, I have some participants, that is dialogue director, widget, list box, entry field, and font dialogue director. So these are the different types of participants we are having in this motivation diagram. So these are nothing but in previous image I have drawn that. So if the in this list box and entry field and font dialog, these are the different types of widgets we are having. So in this widgets we have to select that and we have to communicate with the system. So it means list box means in this list is nothing but menu. So in this we have list of things or list of information we are having. We have to select whatever the user need. So for example, if you take this font in the MS Word in the system, if you use the MS Word, in this MS Word we are having the in the MS Word I am writing some text. In that text I have to change the font style or font size. So I will go to the font style. In this font style, having the entry field will be defaultly some information will be available. If the user want to change that entry field, I am going to select the list of the font styles. So in this list having some information whatever the user need. For example, Times New Romans we will use for the text. So if I need that type of text, I will select that one. So I will go to the list of that items. I will select that one, Times New Romans, and I will be select on our text. The text will be converted into the Times New Romans. So if you want to change in the italic shape, italic style, I will select the italic one and the text will be selected. So this like the entry field will be selected, and directly we also type the text in the entry field. So these are the different ways we have to select the information in the widgets. So these are the different things we are having, and selecting the information in the entry field and given to the text, and text will be changed or font size will be changed. This like the communication will be occurred in the mediator design pattern. So next coming to the applicability. Next is the applicability. Next classification is applicability. So applicability is nothing but in which situation we are going to use the design pattern. That is called the applicability. When the communication is very complex between the objects and we have interdependency or difficult to this communication and there is a difficult to understand. So in that situation we are going to avoid that problems by using the mediator design pattern. That is called the applicability. Coming to the structure. Okay, in the structure we are having small image. So this is the diagram I am having in the structure. So in this I am having mediator, colleague, concrete colleague 1, concrete colleague 2 and concrete mediator. So it means colleague. In this colleague I have two concrete colleagues. So this colleague want to communicate with the colleague 1 and colleague 2, and if the colleague want to call directly to the concrete colleague and concrete colleague 2, if the complexity will be increases and communication will become complexity between the colleague and concrete colleague 1 and concrete colleague. In order to reduce that complexity between the communication between that objects, if you think that these two are the objects, object and concrete object 1 and concrete object 2. If the object want to communicate with these two objects directly, and the complexity will be increases, and in order to avoid that complexity we are going to use the mediator pattern. So in the here I am using the mediator, and this mediator having the concrete mediator. So this, if we use the mediator, whatever the objects here having colleague or concrete colleague 1, concrete colleague 2, and they all are communicate with the mediator, and mediator will be route that message and passes to the destination. Okay, this is called the structure we are having. In this we having some participants. First participant is a mediator. So mediator is nothing but dialogue director. Mediator is nothing but, so coming to the participants, so first participant is mediator. So mediator is nothing but, it is a dialogue director. Dialogue director. So it mainly used to define an interface for communication with colleague objects. So that is called the mediator. Next, coming to the second one. Okay, second one is nothing but concrete mediator. Concrete mediator. So concrete mediator is nothing but, we can say, font dialogue. Nothing but font dialogue director. Okay. So this concrete mediator is nothing but, it is used to implement the behavior by coordinating the colleague objects. That is called the concrete mediator. Next, coming to the third one. Third one is colleague classes. Okay. Third one is a colleague classes. In this we having the list box, entry field. Okay, so this is called the colleague classes. Colleague classes is nothing but, each colleague class know its mediator object. That is called colleague classes. Next, fourth participant is called concrete colleagues. And this concrete colleagues is nothing but these list boxes and entry field. Okay, list boxes, and these are also called the objects only here. So these objects want to communicate with the colleague classes. Okay, colleague classes. Okay, so whatever the information here occur, that everything will be done through the mediator communication. These colleague classes and these concrete colleagues are communicate with each other by using the mediator design pattern. So these are the different participants we are having in the mediator design pattern. Coming to the collaboration. Next one, last one is a collaboration. So if you talk about the collaboration, is nothing but, it tells the relationship between the classes and objects. So colleagues send and receive request from mediator object. The mediator route request between the appropriate colleagues. So this is called the collaboration, and it tells the relationship between the colleagues and mediator. So thank you.